Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Daniel's son. Well, I'm doing something a little bit different that I don't usually do. I am doing it's a top five, but it's going to be a top five gym slash work fragrance pick review. I don't usually do stuff like this, but I actually thought this would be fun because I don't usually pick fragrances that most other people pick. So I thought this would be an interesting take on a top five work or a top five gym fragrance video. It's my own little twist to it. But I chose five for now. I think this is going to be a part one of a series of videos because I was thinking about this, and I know I have at least 60 different fragrances that are going to be perfect for work and gym, but I'm only going to pick five right now. So I think I'm going to make this part one, and I'm going to do a part two and maybe a part three down the road here in a few days. But there's a couple of different criteria that I take under consideration to pick a really good work or gym fragrance. And I'm an expert on both because I feel like I know fragrances really well now. I know what works in certain environments and what doesn't. I also work in a very high volume grocery store, and I also go to the gym very frequently, so I know that environment very well. I'm very conscious about not offending anybody. I think about that all the time. When I pick out fragrances for work or gym, I try to think about it has to be very light, very non-offensive, very mass-pleasing. It can't project a lot. It needs to be more closer to you so you're not going to offend anybody. And I really think about that a lot because, when I'm at home, I feel like I can wear anything I want. It doesn't matter. But when I'm out in public, I need to, well, actually, everybody needs to think about what they're wearing because a lot of people are super sensitive to fragrances. A lot of people are allergic to fragrances. And I think it's sort of really rude for you to wear something really that projects, that's really strong, because you're invading other people's space when you do that, especially when you're around a lot of people in close quarters. So I'm always thinking about stuff like that. And all these fragrances that I'm getting ready to talk about are very non-offensive. They're very light. They're close to me when I wear them. So all these fit into that category. The first one I want to talk about is a fragrance that's very light. You can just barely detect it. It's very weak, very non-offensive. It is called Club de Nuit Intense Man by Armov. No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke. Gotcha. No, that was just being funny. Actually, this is the worst fragrance to wear to the gym or work, especially when you first put it on, because the first hour is just like overkill. It's just like, it's just so rough and so smoky. So that was just a joke. I'm just being stupid. Let's just pick one. These are in no particular order. I just picked five that I want to talk about for now. This is not one of my favorite fragrances, but I like it. I do like it. I don't reach for it a lot, but I think it's, when I do, I like to smell it. A lot of people say this smells like an apple pie. I think it smells more like a peach pie myself. This is called, this is from Hugo Boss. It's called Boss Bottled Intense. Really really, it smells like a peach pie to me. It does. It smells good. I don't know anybody that wouldn't like that, but I'm sure there's people out there that probably would be offended, but you can't please everybody. The next one I want to talk about is, I was actually going to do a separate review on this today, and I got to thinking, I was like, wait a minute, why would I want to do a completely separate review on this when this would fit perfectly in this category? This would be a perfect gym and work fragrance as far as I'm concerned. So just include it in this instead of making a completely separate review. I got this like a week or two ago. One of my friends, Kevin Holt, sent this to me. He owns a fragrance house called SCENTual Obsessions. It is, I guess you would say, it's a clone house, or a house that creates interpretations of other fragrances. I asked him in Messenger, I was like, what fragrance do you specifically really like that no one else is really talking about? And he said it is their take on Chanel Allure Homme. So I was like, okay, send me that and let me try it. And he sent it to me, and I'm glad he did. I really like this. I can't compare it. I can't do a comparison review because I don't have Chanel Allure Homme right now, but I know what it smells like, and this is a dead-on fragrance. It smells exactly like it. This is one of the most, now I'm not talking about the Chanel, I'm talking about this specific one right here. This has got one of the best, this is one of the best citrus fragrances that I have in my entire collection. I consider this a citrus-based fragrance because the citrus in this, the lemon specifically, is very dominant in this fragrance, but it's not your typical lemon note to me. This is very creamy. This is very custard-like lemon. It's very smooth, and it actually lasts a very long time. As far as all the citrus-based fragrances that I have in my collection, this might be the best as far as longevity, as far as the citrus note in this. This lemon custard note lasts a good 5 or 6 hours in this fragrance as far as I'm concerned. It's very, very pleasing. It's got a good vanilla background. It's got a good vanilla note in the back. Just a really elegant, I think this is more elegant than the other fragrances that I'm talking about, but it's very pleasing. It's very light. It's very non-offensive, and I think it's perfect for gym and work. It is SCENTual Obsessions clone of Chanel Allure Homme. Perfect for gym and work. I think everybody would probably love this fragrance to smell it. I would love to smell it on somebody. The next one I want to talk about is a barbershop fragrance. I love barbershop fragrances. Two of my favorite barbershop fragrances are Rive Gauche Pour Homme and Paco Rabanne Pour Homme. Those are two of my favorites. But I actually think I might like this maybe better than either one of those, because I think this is a combination. I think this is like a cross between Paco Rabanne. It's got the Paco Rabanne bite and masculinity, but it's got the elegance and smoothness of Rive Gauche Pour Homme. I don't know why very few people talk about this. I don't know why a lot of people are not talking about this. It's from a house called Fine Accoutrements. It's called American Blend. This is like I said, it's like a cross between Rive Gauche Pour Homme and Paco Rabanne Pour Homme. One of the ultimate barbershop fragrances that I have in my entire collection. Another one I want to talk about is another, actually sort of, I guess you would say, a citrus-based fragrance. Is a lime tequila vetiver type of fragrance. When I actually put this on, I feel like I'm on a beach in Mexico. That's what I think of when I put this on and close my eyes. I think of like Acapulco or something, some beach on like a resort in Mexico. It is Guerlain Homme Boisée. I never talk about discontinued, and I thought this was discontinued, but I actually don't think it is. I think Guerlain has just repackaged this, and I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's just called Guerlain Homme now. But I think this is actually still available. Beautiful, beautiful tropical lime, boozy vetiver fragrance. The last one I want to talk about is, which will probably surprise a lot of people. I love Pinaud Clubman. That's one of my favorite fragrances, one of my favorite aftershaves. But I think I actually like this better. This is Pinaud Clubman. This is Pinaud Clubman also, but it's called Classic Vanilla. It's got the Pinaud Clubman DNA, but it has like a smooth vanilla in the background. The longevity is not the greatest, but it's a good 2 hours on me. And I think this is perfect for the gym because it's so light. People around you can smell it, but it's very light. But the longevity is good enough to put this on, go to the gym, work out, and then come back home. Extremely non-offensive and very light. So that is my last pick. And this was actually fun. I like to do this. I like to talk about fragrances nobody else talks about. Especially in a video like this, like a top. Because it seems like the people that are doing the top gym fragrances and top work fragrances, there's like 20 fragrances up here that they pick for these videos, but they don't go beyond like these 20 that everybody talks about. I like to get stuff that nobody else talks about that fits into the same category and talk about them. But this was fun. I like this, and I hope that y'all got something from this also. And I hope y'all try some of these. All these are excellent work and gym fragrances. They really are. Yeah, this Sensual Obsession, their take on this Chanel Allure Homme. Man, this smells so good. That vanilla custard, that lemon custard vanilla type of fragrance. Very elegant. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later, and I hope y'all got something from this, and I'll be back maybe a couple of days, 3 or 4 days, and do a part 2. But anyway, love you guys. See ya. Bye.